I believe the United States of America has a little problem, and that little problem is called transportation. The fuel prices are extremely high. I mean, I have seen it a little higher during the pandemic, but not much higher. The United States of America is designed by oligarchy, by industry, and the automobile industry has tremendous influence in the government of the United States of America throughout its history. As a matter of fact, this idea of colorism, controlism, and the utilization of vocabulary or sound to condition the population was created on an assembly factory, on an assembly line of an automobile company. And that will be the Ford Motor Company. There have been many automobile companies that tried this before, like Studebaker and so on, and they they tried to create a new human, a new human. What they did, they bring all these Europeans inside the United States of America illegally, of course, and teach them that they are white, and it does not matter which language they spoke. They told them how to speak English as a marketing sound or a marketing language, so they can work together on the assembly line. So, for that reason, the United States of America became extremely powerful because they brought the best and the brightest into the United States of America. It did not matter if they were killers, assassins, it don't matter. Like Mr. Bob Brown, the one that put us in the moon, a killer. The money was transferred to the politicians, and the politicians passed laws to benefit the industrialist. And because of that benefit to the industrialist, we literally have a society based on a machine, a car, the car, an automobile machine, automobile. And because of that, we have created this infrastructure of moving parts that without it, we will perish, we will die. In many ways, not just in one way. So I see lately a lot of people at the fuel station very silent, looking at each other like they don't know what is going on. I've seen a lot of broken cars, a lot of accidents. I've seen a lot of people increasing the utilization of buses. But the problem with the bus, the public transportation, is that is very primitive in the United States of America. So one worker that utilize the public transportation, it might take him 2 hours to get to work and 2 hours to get back home, because that final steps do not exist in the United States of America. And that final mile in some places do not exist at all. In some places, buses or public transportation do not exist. Zero. So because of that, that put the United States of America in a tremendous disadvantage. Tremendous disadvantage. No, yes, economically, because if you cannot get to work, you cannot produce, and if you cannot produce, the economy will collapse. And this include food and automobiles, whatever we can produce. And you see that happening now. You see that happening more and more, or at least I see it. I see it happening more and more. I took a job, and this new job that I'm doing right now, there is a few people that have two jobs. They work like what I'm doing, driving a machine, a automobile, a truck, a dolly around town, delivering supplies to people who produce products like cabinets and houses and things like that. And the people who are transporting this product cannot afford their transportation on a single job. So they have to have more than one job. So I noticed a few working on McDonald's and things like that. And it is really bad to see this, to see some people making a lot of money and some people cannot make it. And the more it happens, I believe it will become a collapse of the pyramid that we have created in the United States of America. Remember, it's a pyramid. The economy is a pyramid. It's not a real thing. It's a controlled pyramid. They pass laws that benefit the industrialist, not the country itself, not humanity itself. So because you have to pass laws to put that transfer of wealth into some kind of industry fictitiously, eventually will collapse. You cannot sustain this. One example of this, I'm going to give you an example. I am working driving a truck. Let's say that example. And when I get out of the truck into a warehouse inside indoors. This is a place indoors. They pass a law that I have to have safety glasses, and hard hats to protect me from what? You are inside the building. But the law has been passed to create that pyramid, to create a new need of a product. So that means that somebody have to make the safety glasses and somebody have to make the hard hat. It all will be okay if those safety glasses and hard hats are made in the United States of America by people who are not conditioned to be something else. But that is not what is happening. What is happening is that the hard hat and the safety devices are made in China or Pakistan or Taiwan or someplace, and they are transferred here. So the wealth of the pyramid eventually will collapse because now the people who are paying you have to get that money from somewhere, and they get it from the consumer or the worker. And we already figured this out, and that is why Mr. Ford created this new marketing group. They call them a community, because if you do not pay the worker enough to buy the product that he's making, nothing works because you cannot consume it. You cannot consume that product. So that is where the pyramid is. That is where the link of the chain stay. They get together when the very worker, they get up every single day, consumes. If that worker, they get up and have two jobs, cannot consume, cannot afford to consume, the whole economy will collapse. And in the United States of America, for you to consume and for you to produce, you have to have a reliable motor car. And now the cars are costing $100,000. About the prices a house basically in the 1990s and the year 2000. In the 2000 you can buy, I mean, I bought me a house in what 98 or 99, 1998 or 1999 for $90,000. And that same house now costs half a million. As you see, the economy cannot sustain when the worker cannot afford a motor car and cannot afford food and cannot afford go to work and produce because he's going to be under tremendous stress and their health will collapse because you cannot work 16 hours a day every single day. So how to change that, uh, in my opinion, is start creating a public transportation in the United States of America. Without reliable public transportation and the shift of industries from the automobile industry being benefited by government to some other industry that allow us to have access to production to be able to go to work. That is one thing. The other, the most important is to recover the United States of America identity. Identity. When you don't have a country, when I go and ask, or somebody look at me because they are completely conditioned to color and they listen the way I speak, looking at me the way I look, they always commenting, they always want to know where I am from. And I am from here. And they cannot visualize what they want to be for what they are. It's very hard for me to explain because it is very difficult to explain the human condition. The human condition is amazing, and it changes on every organism. For example, I give you an example. Yesterday, I was speaking to a forklift driver unloading my truck full of lumber to produce cabinets, and he asked me, he, talk about my beard, and he say, "You're the whitest guy that I've ever seen," and I replied to him, "But I am not white," and he looked at me like, incredible, and I asked him right away, "And what are you?" And he looked at me and he said, "Well, I am white." And I say to him, "Really? Well, I am more pale than you are. So, how can you say that you are white where you are not, according to you, your condition, your human condition?" So I point out to him a piece of paper that I had in my hand, and I say to him, "This is white. You and I, we are not a color." So, so without changing, without grouping, creating an ethnic group as a human, we cannot advance because it's so many of us. And that is the reason we still have primitivism and we still have the war in around Israel and in the Middle East with the Persians and so on, is because we want to maintain a division and we are not explaining to humanity, to each organism, what is reality. So they are fighting to maintain ancient ethnic groups. And I am for protecting all ethnic groups, protecting language, protecting their belief, ancient belief. And without that protection, we, we cannot advance forward. It's impossible. We will become color code people. They cannot um, they cannot function as one, as a team, as an assembly line. Without that togetherness, the you know each other and the way you think, and you fear the other guy. You cannot work on an assembly line. It's impossible because you're receiving information from the outside. It is not reality. It is a condition reflex. When you have the television, the radio, and Google and Wikipedia lying to you, dividing you, you cannot have a cohesive and educated population on the planet. We have to educate everybody because primitivism continue to exist and exist because we fail to transfer learning. So without transfer learning, the the transportation system will collapse because you cannot have good drivers. You cannot have the transfer of that learning through one generation of workers to the other. So you're going to have to rely on robotic AI systems, and when you do that, you now change the biology. You change the biology. This no needed. The main the human is not needed any longer. Just a few of them. So the masses will just become something else, and that is what we need to change. And to change that is going to take a lot of effort. We're going to need to transfer learning, and we need to change the way we measure work, and we need to change the way we transport ourselves. And then when we gather all these together, that we can relax. Now we need to harness that time that we will gain because we don't have to work into creating, and that is where the future have to be, is utilizing all humans, every single organism, to create maybe different technologies, unite the forces of the universe, static physics, so we can get out of this planet. Planet Earth is a finito planet. It will end. So it's going to take us a million years to figure all this out. And we need to start now. We have to stop, yes, being primitive. So go out there and stop being primitive. Transfer learning to every single human organism. Transfer to them that they are not colors. Their religion is not an ethnic group. Their religion is not a political jurisdiction. Their religion is not the name of the geography. An ethnic group is not the name of a geography. And unless you know reconstruct the correct ethnicity or identity of the human, we cannot go forward. So go and do it. Go and learn yourselves. And everything that you see and read might be a lie. So go and walk the land. Go to places where you can see it for yourself. So go and walk the earth. Saludos.